had the Jeep running. Tell us what happened.
Now it's not running.
This is the Mr. Fred's DIY Jeep, a 1990 Jeep Wrangler YJ. Today is the day we find out if an old Jeep is even worth it. What is that? You got the key out?
We're gonna do some testing today and see if this Jeep will even survive playing in the sand and through some obstacles.
And before this day is over, we're gonna take this Jeep YJ to the top of the world.
We're out here at Sand Hollow State Park in southern Utah for the Matt's Off-Road Games, and we're gonna show you some of that too. We're gonna go ahead and air down before it becomes a problem.
I'm not gonna lie, this is our first time in the sand.
Everyone else has more confidence in us than we do. We're gonna find out if four-wheel drive works. Sand test engage. First gear is good for the sand. Second's a little too much, and I understand why they're called whoops.
We had the Jeep running. Tell us what happened.
Now it's not running. Turns out our brittle vacuum line on the map sensor is splitting right down the middle. Every time we try to cut it, it chips off more. Justin just saved our bacon with some hose. Let's see if we can get this to work. We're gonna use this cable tie link kit and some of this hose that Justin gave us, and we're gonna get this thing running again. The piece of line he hooked us up with fit perfectly, and he saved the day.
We're gonna take this thing down a trail. We're gonna use the onX app. Easy peasy is the trail that we're getting on. We're gonna go to the top of the world. There's an access road apparently. We're gonna use the navigate feature, and we're gonna see if we can make it and see what this Jeep does on those trails.
That's right, we're gonna find out if easy peasy is really easy peasy. We forgot to check out what our check engine light was for, but we're just gonna run with it.
We are locked in on the onX app. Bubba, you're gonna take us there?
We're gonna try. It's a bumpy ride so far, but we're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it to the top of the world.
And now for the breaking Jeep update. The Jeep's doing okay. The suspension is absolutely horrible over all the rocks, and manual transmission is not the way to go rock crawling, but we're making it work. I think the top of the world's right there. Let's see if we can make it.
What is that?
There's an in-tank pump.
You got the key out?
Yeah.
Well, we made it to the top of the world. First test, trail test.
Kind of completed.
Kind of completed the trail test.
We did make it. The fuel pump is still an issue. And having a clutch going over desert terrain, not so much.
Not so much. Let's show you guys the top of the world. There is the top of the world.
That's always
pretty cool, huh? We're going to attempt to take these S roads down that way and find our way back to the off-road games. Maybe we'll meet up with some people we know down there. Let's see what happens. We want to talk to you about onX Off-Road. The onX Off-Road app saved our bacon today, didn't it?
That's right. We went to the top of the world trail today out here at Sand Hollow State Park, and I can confidently say without onX, we would not have made it there.
We like it because it shows us where we're going and records a history of each of the trails that we took. If you guys want to check out onX for yourself, we'll be sure to put a link down in the video description so you can try it out for yourself.
If you're going off-roading, make sure you have onX. I cannot believe how many people are out here. They said last year there was 14,000 people here. There has to be more than that this year.
We're here at Holly's booth with Mischief Maker TV. We're gonna see what she has to say about our Jeep YJ.
We made it to the top of the world.
Yes.
Barely. How low of a tire pressure can we get away with without running bead locks? Is there like a rule of thumb, or is it just try it until you...
It's going to be different for every tire and every vehicle, right?
Fair
So
enough.
What size are your tires?
It's 32.
Okay. You can go pretty low.
Because we set them at 15 and kind of rolled with it, but lower would have been...
I'd say like 8.
We can get away with that low?
I think so.
Nice.
For sure. I run him on 13, 14.
Okay. That's a bigger tire though.
But you've got bead lockers too, right?
Bead locks and it's also like 7,300 pounds. So how was the trip up to the top of the world? Did you like it?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Our suspension needs some love, but I definitely see the benefit of having an auto versus the stick, because the whole time you're just...
And also, a lot of side-by-sides have been out here recently, and they really ruffle the sand up.
Oh, it's a hot mess.
So it's just...
It's cool though. I mean, that's how you learn. You've inspired us to get a Jeep and cause trouble.
Mischief Maker TV. The name is in there.
There you go. Our Onyx on the phone didn't go as well as we hoped, so we're going to see what they have for Onyx. We talked to Paul about his head unit, and he says this is a JVC unit. We need to get one.
All right, that's Caleb over there. We're gonna go see if we can talk to Caleb at Cable Tie Link.
This kid already saved us today, so let's go talk to him about it.
I found Caleb here. He is with Cable Tie Link. We actually did a segment with him in our SEMA video, if you guys want to check that out. Tell us about that. Share it with everybody. What
Absolutely. So one thing we love about Fred's DIY is that you guys are one of the first early adopters of the Cable Tie Link. You saw us at SEMA and started using it right away. So the company is Cable Tie Link. If you've ever zip tied a zip tie to a zip tie, you want this product because we've got the parallel link. Instead of using 2 zip ties to put 2 zip ties together, you can just use that one thing. Then we have our switch link. This is a perpendicular link. We even have our tri-link right here that you can zip tie 3 different tubes to. You can have hot, cold, hydraulic, whatever you want to do that.
I can see that on Firewall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then you have a bunch of these mounts and everything that you can put on, your firewall, you can put that in your frame, anything inside your house, inside your machines, whatever you're trying to do to hold your hoses electrical together. And we do feature the grip lock ties in here. All the grip lock ties are reusable. So there's 50 grip lock ties in here. There's 20 rubber line and 30 non-rubber line, and there's 50 assorted links. So this is the best starter kit. Every single garage needs to have this, Fred.
I love it in my garage. We actually have it in the Jeep with us on this trip. We used it already for our Onyx off-road flag.
Oh yeah,
on our whip flag.
Perfect.
So, yeah, so definitely check these out, guys. If you need one of these, where do they go?
So you want to go to cabletielink.com. You can find us on Instagram, cabletielink, cabletielink.com. And you can find us on a lot of different other influencers' websites. So just have a look out, cabletielink.com. You'll find us there, and you got to get this kit. It is the best thing that every garage needs to have.
Those are awesome. All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. You guys are great.
We found the guys at Yankum Ropes. We have some questions for them, and we're going to go see if they can answer. What's the difference between the Yankum Ropes and everybody else's ropes?
Sure. So with us, the biggest difference I'd say is we are the only guys that start from the fiber of the synthetics. So we spin it into yarn, we braid it into rope. So we are A to Z all in-house in production.
Nice.
No one else that we're aware of that does our kind of stuff is doing that same thing. So we control the whole process, the quality, testing for brake strength, it's all our gear. So, and it's all made in Idaho. We control the whole process. So the quality we can customize. So if you need custom winch length stuff, if you need lengths that are different on kinetic rope, since we do it all in house, we can control the whole process and get whatever customized product you need.
That's awesome.
So 100% US.
You know, that's hard to say anymore.
Yeah, even our metal stuff, we machine it in Idaho, anodize it in Idaho.
Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
We saw the videos yesterday, and this rig was on fire, but it made it back up here, so hopefully they got it taken care of. Fred Jr., Senior, Rick, how are you? First and foremost, is this the first time you've caught a rig on fire?
Is it the first time I caught a rig on fire? No, we actually burned, now I didn't burn it down, I wish Team Money was here, but so Team Money burned a razor down right here at San Hollow last year.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, burned it to the ground. Yeah, we had to make a trip to the hospital and everything.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, everything's good now, but passenger burned her face,
Oh.
burned the back of her hand. A good family friend had to drag them out. They couldn't get out of their seatbelts.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a video on it. You can check it
crazy.
out.
Next question: how big of a repair is this one going to be?
Did
you guys already?
We already got it fixed.
Oh, you guys are on it.
Yeah, yesterday when we burned it up down there. Well, we didn't burn it up. When it caught on fire, we lost the intercooler boot, lost the air cleaner, and then the wiring that runs down to the alternator. It just got so hot when you're in those cyclones running around. You're not getting any outside ambient air.
Yeah.
So it was like at 300 degrees, and it just started catching everything, just melting everything. It dripped down on the turbo because the turbo doesn't have a turbo blanket. So, and then it just started on fire. I didn't even know it was on fire. The engine just stopped running, and I was climbed out the window. I was going to stand on the hoods like the monster truck guys do. I peeked down this hole right here, and flames were coming out of it, and everybody was hollering at me, but you can't hear them. I thought they were chanting me like, "Go, Rick!" They're like, "You're on fire!" There's Team Honey.
Yeah, gluten-free pizza over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And tell them about the time you burnt that razor to the ground.
Yeah, I burnt that razor down.
Hey, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
take it all the way.
Yeah.
I didn't burn the Can-Am down though. We just took that for a ride.
Yeah.
You can keep up the fun content with this thing, man. This is awesome to watch.
Thank you. Y'all have to check your alls out.
We're aired down and we're ready for our deep sand testing. I've got it back in 2-wheel drive. Let's see if we can get out in 2-wheel drive. If not, we'll go 4. Deep sand is not a problem, but keeping the Jeep running is.
Trail test was good. Deep sand, it did pretty good. All in all, I think this 36-year-old Jeep did pretty good. What do you guys think? Bubba?
This Jeep is more than capable. It did well in the soft sand, especially once we aired down. We ran into some troubles, but I don't think that takes away from how capable this Jeep really is.
If you guys want to check out the rest of the Jeep build videos that we had for this, we'll put a link to that playlist right there. Thanks for watching. All right, we're at some whoops on the easy peasy trail. Woo.